I'm tripping, Marcus. I'm tripping. It's a fever dream. It is literally a fever dream. This entire episode is just random stuff that pops into your brain when you're having sleep paralysis. What is this, Marcus? Why have you subjected me to this, Marcus? That should be good.
I'm sorry. Welcome back to The Watch, and we have just finished watching Willow episode 6 and 7. Did it get better? No, it did not. It got worse. Somehow they just managed to keep on finding the bottom and then digging a hole and going even further down.
You know what's funny? I think that they like AI art. I swear the opening scene looks like just AI art generated city.
Kinda.
It does. It really does. We'll show it.
Like what? Yeah, that's the thing for what episode, because they kind of melded together because we watched them both
back to back,
and maybe.
So this is fresh. This is all our fresh, flowing consciousness.
Yeah, and it took a lot out of us. We'll just say that it's really, really tough to get through this.
So we start off in Korriban, the city of Korriban.
Yeah,
I don't know what they call it. I don't care what they call it, but it looks like Korriban from Star Wars. It looks
called
Immortal City.
Something City.
Something City. They start off in the city with the prince, and the prince, he's turning out to be one of my favorite characters. He's super.
Kinda, yeah.
He's like a normal dude.
Yeah.
He's relatable. He's actually like,
yeah,
I get you. Yeah, you know what I mean. He tries to. So the prince is stuck in the city.
Yeah,
and he's
we're just going to call it Korriban because that's what it looks like to us.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it.
Yeah,
I can't remember. But he's super relatable. I I like the prince.
Yeah. He actually decides to escape, and he commits to it.
Yeah,
he sees like a vast open desert, and he's like,
"Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try."
But then magic, stops him. But then we cut pretty much to Elora Danan and Willow in.
No, it's not Elora Danan. You're getting things mixed up. It was Kit and Willow. That's where we go to next.
No, it's Elora Danan and Willow. They get captured by the trolls.
It's not Elora Danan. It's Kit and Willow. Oh. See, this is the thing with this show. All right,
cut that. We'll just cut that.
No,
because we cut to the next scene where we have what was it? Willow and Kit.
Yeah, because somehow Willow got caught.
They've been caught by the Wookiees.
Trolls.
The Wookiees.
They look like Wookiees.
They have been caught by the Wookiees. And
all right. I just want to make this clear. We are not going scene by scene. We're just going to talk about random stuff that comes up because that is what this show is. It is pure random nonsense.
It is. It is like a fever dream, Marcus. It's a fever dream.
There was a moment where these trolls talk.
Oh my God.
I'm not kidding, and they talk in like fluent modern dialogue, and we're just sitting there going, "What on earth are you doing?"
Hi there. I am Lord Saris.
They don't really have accents. They don't really speak in weird sort of ways. They just talk like normal people. And it's really jarring.
Yeah. And it's bizarre. The gist of episode 6 is everyone's going to Troll Place. I don't know what it's called.
To the mines.
To the mines of talking troll heaven. And they meet a guy claiming to be Mad Mardigan, which was... It was bait. It was just a bait. Yeah, really. They just were like, "Oh, look, it's Mad Mardigan." Oh no, it's not. It's just another guy who was.
This whole episode was like the member berries of Mad Mardigan.
It really was.
I love how we also get the scene of Elora Danan before they go in, and she's like, "I'm gonna cut down all of the trolls.
Down any trolls that get in our way."
And everybody's looking at her like,
"What?
You've done that, cook girl?" You're a cook, right? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that's totally something that you can do.
Yeah.
I thought you weren't confident in your magic, and that's another thing that's really annoying. They keep on flip-flopping on that, don't they?
We do have to mention the costuming.
Oh!
The costuming in this episode, in both episodes.
It was particularly bad in both of these episodes.
So the Reaver lady, the evil Reaver lady, has a vest on that looks like Woody from Toy Story. Like, just, I don't know what's going on there. Then we also have the troll uniforms. Where they
they look like World War I soldiers wearing gas masks.
It looks like something you'd see in like Cyberpunk or something. Like I don't know why the trolls are wearing these.
Another weird thing is those costumes are used later by our crew to disguise, and none of the other trolls are wearing the costumes.
Yeah.
So it's like, wouldn't you be a little suspicious of them? And there's even a time when Graydon is talking with a troll and he gives himself away like 4 times.
Yeah.
Me? Oh, no. Thank you, though.
They don't notice.
Yeah.
And Troll's like, oh, just do what you're told. And he's like, oh, I can't do that. And it's like, why can't you do that? And it's just a baffling conversation. It just doesn't stop.
Yep.
And that's the thing with these 2 episodes. They just would not stop. This show does not know how to end.
So it's crazy because we have these problem with other Disney Plus shows. They're super short. They're only like half an hour, which only means you get, with the credits and end credits, you only get like 20 minutes of an episode.
Yeah.
With these, they're like an hour. Why are they so long?
They just can't help themselves. They're like, oh, we have created something so good. We have created a modern fantasy for, I don't even know who this is for. Is this for Willow fans?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're not going to like it.
So
Because it doesn't have anything that they would like in it.
we have the Scooby-Doo gang busting in to try and save Willow and Kit from the trolls, basically.
Yeah.
And they're crawling through the sewers and they come to a ledge where there's a tiny little gap, like this big. And for some reason, they need to take a run up and jump right over it. And what happens? What happens on this old 1,000-year-old wood with a tiny little hole in it?
Oh, yeah. Someone falls through.
Of course.
And it was Jade, the ginger girl.
And then Elora Danan drops her
Wand. Don't ask us how. We don't know. It's really
her
weird.
twisted little stick. Like, it's not even a wand, man. It looks like a squiggly line.
It does kind of, doesn't it?
She drops that.
Yeah.
Of course, because of course she would.
Yeah, don't you get it? She's an airhead. She has no idea what she's doing. She's an idiot.
Yeah. So
Except when she isn't.
we then jump onto the scene where the trolls are going to torture Kit for information.
Yeah, this was strange, and they were going to put a worm on her apparently.
But then, basically, stuff happens. They figure out that Elora Danan and the Scooby-Doo gang is coming to save them.
Yeah.
So they leave the room. And then what does Kit do?
Oh, she just thing right now. It's like this.
The shackles.
That's
She
what
just,
she does. She just wiggles her hand and gets free.
She pulls her hand straight out of the shackles.
Yeah, that's that easy. It's miraculous, really.
Yes, that is how they escape.
Yep.
They escape by her just simply pulling her hand out of the shower.
Yep. It's just that easy. She's that talented. It's like, wow, well done. Good job. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
Show you're consistent and people just, oh, I got to move my hand a little bit and then I'm free.
We got the magical line of Willow and the I'm so gonna be miffed.
Oh, that was.
We got a shot.
I groaned inaudibly when this happened. It was.
Found out Elora's been using the wand without my permission. You know, I'm gonna be so miffed.
It was, the dialogue. Moment of silence for good dialogue in shows.
Oh yeah, the dialogue's pretty terrible. Basically, because they're doing the interrogation, like she's gotten out of the shackles, and he basically confesses. Obviously, I'm not Mad Mardigan. Like,
this is the guy that's in like a cage after that's saying he's Mad Mardigan, and the trolls believe him as well, which is
for like 10 years.
10 years, and then when he finally later on he confesses to the trolls, "I'm not Mad Mardigan." It's like, oh,
Then who are you?
then who are you?
Yeah.
And that's just it doesn't come up.
So the Scooby-Doo gang is basically trying to rescue Kit and Willow, who are...
But Borman has another agenda. Turns out the cuirass thing that he's been looking for this whole time is here.
The whole thing that Mad Mardigan went off on his last adventure to, all that sort. That's
Yeah,
right,
just conveniently, the
Just
trolls
right
that
here,
captured them
yeah.
just wanted to bring them there. So it's like, oh yeah, we might as well do this. So Borman led them all the way down.
So he tricked them. He led them all the way down into like the tomb where the magic vest is, basically. And all while this is happening, Willow and Kit they're able to escape on their own. Just wiggle out of those shackles.
Yeah, and they got Prisoner Man.
Yeah,
with them, and Prisoner Man is saying Borman. You know that Borman, he's not a nice guy. He's a mean traitor.
See, the thing is, by the end of the episode, I still don't know who the traitor was because
I don't know either.
They both like admitted that they did bad things, and they both kind of like
they wanted the cuirass.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like at the end of the episode, you don't even know who the bad guy was. One of them dies.
The trolls are the bad guys. The Wookiees, I mean.
I mean, like, but who was the one who actually betrayed Mad Mardigan?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, did both of them? Yeah. So basically, they go on their long journey after they've escaped. They've gotten out of the shackles and they're escaping.
Oh, and they all meet up.
They all just magically meet up at the same place. Where
at a place where the cuirass is. And then they find a secret door and they get in. Don't ask us how. They just do. Kit doesn't like Borman now because of Prisoner Man.
Because the guy she just met for 10 minutes told her story.
We should probably mention that they Borman and Prisoner Man got into a slap fight. It was really pathetic.
Well, we'll just get into that part. Like, as soon as they see each other, they get into a fight. Basically,
It starts off kind of serious, and then
well, the whole fight didn't even seem that serious.
No, it
like
wasn't.
they're like, oh, you
they're
look
like,
good.
"Oh, hey, how you doing?"
You
And
look
they're like
good today.
hugging, and then they were
And
punching.
then they were fighting and everything. Yeah.
And then it was, ironically, it was a slap fight.
But it's important to note that how the story has gone so far is Kit and Willow were taken captive, and then the rest of the gang break in to find them. But instead of finding them, Borman takes them
somewhere else.
And in that time, Kit and Willow break out and go to the exact same place, and they all meet up at the exact same place. That is what has happened in this story.
Hijinks ensues, and then that's really what happens. And we got to talk about that vault and that giant head. This confused me. I was so baffled because there's this giant head that they find. It spouts riddles.
It's basically
And
like
it's
a
like a
theme
rope.
park ride. It was a theme park ride.
Yeah, sort of.
It was a theme park ride.
It sounded exactly
So
like
that
it
was
too.
the tomb where they were getting the cures. That everybody's been trying to get. The thing that Mad Mardigan was going on his final journey for, with people that betrayed him, were going to this tomb to get the magic vest.
Yep, there's this one.
The tomb itself is like a theme park ride. It talks. It has
Answer
riddles.
riddles.
It has lighting. It has all these things. Okay. They figure out the riddles and it opens up.
Oh, but Willow doesn't because he's an idiot.
Oh yeah. Is it even his show? Like
At this point, I don't.
He's
No.
barely in any. Like everything's about everybody else. Anyway,
Yeah, it might as well be.
the vault opens up and Borman and
Prisoner Man.
basically sprint in and fight to get the thing.
Yeah, and Kit hears Mad Mardigan's voice.
Yes.
Now,
And
I was confused on this. Did you think it was a vision? Was it her hallucinating? Was it the thing?
I don't know, because like remember the prisoner man said that he went inside
Yeah.
and that he never came back out.
So he could actually be in.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
why his sword was there. And they said,
Yeah, that's true. He's. Oh
they
yeah,
said
they had
you
his
can't
sword.
take your sword, like you can't take anything in with you. So he left his sword there, and the sword's still there, so he never came out. And that door was the same sort of door, like the weird orange goo thing that all the crones are at.
Oh yeah, in Caravan. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Sorta.
he's probably still in there. I think that's what they're going with. So he might have legit been in there, and he was calling out to Kit, and then Laura Dannon and her girlfriend basically force her out,
Yeah.
so she can't go
Because
in.
they think Kit's tripping.
Yeah, basically. And there's all artificial tension, basically. Because
Yeah, pretty
Laura
much.
Dannon sneezed and got a bit upset, so the whole thing is like crumbling around them. So there's
Yeah.
a timer, of course.
Yeah.
It's basically just artificial.
really is.
tension.
They also have. She's got her full red hair.
Well, yeah, after using her magic.
Yeah.
Because that happened in a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, it's been
Every
happening a
time
lot.
she uses her magic, her hair goes red. This time, it starts to go fully red.
Yeah, the writer's like, look, we didn't forget.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, but you still messed up from the beginning. Why is it like that? How's that work? How'd she get blonde in the first place?
So basically, after they've gone in there, they pulled Kit out so she can't go to her father and can't get answers. The Wookiees show up, the trolls show up, and basically a big fight ensues.
Yeah, and they are very accommodating in this fight.
Yeah, like
The fighting is like this.
instead of Willow using his magic, they just go for a big brawl.
Yeah.
That's the best way to
really
describe
weird.
it. And they win. They beat all of them.
Yep. The guy, Prisman, gets to even kill the main troll, and the main troll's like, that was mean.
Yeah, like in a normal person voice.
Yeah.
It's jarring.
And that's the thing. They opened the episode with them like being all crawling like that. And
Yeah,
it's so weird. Those trolls are the most confusing thing, and that fight made it
That's
even
why
more
it felt like
confusing.
a fever dream.
It
They just-
doesn't feel real.
you have trolls in like full on get up, looking
Yeah.
like Wookiees, and then going, "Hi, how you doing?" Like, it's like, what's going on?
I was just starting to like you.
Is it cosplay?
Yeah, I think our brains almost cracked at that point. We're just like, why? What are you doing?
Exactly.
And that's the thing. We never got used to it because how could we?
Yeah, it felt weird. It felt jarring. But basically, they have their big fight scene, and
Prisman sacrifices himself.
well, he gets injured first. He
Yes.
gets injured because the Curus doesn't work for him. Apparently, he's like
Not worthy of.
unworthy of it. So it's
Gives it to Borman.
just throws it to him and goes, "Here, you have it. I'm not good enough." He got stabbed. So
And then they all dogpile him.
well, it's important because before he dies, he tells Kit
Oh, yeah, you guys-
about Mad
Willis,
Mardigan, basically saying he went down to fight whatever was down in that that door or whatever was there. He went down there to do that, but
he went to hell essentially.
Yeah, that's what they're basically saying. He went to hell.
Yeah,
and you need to protect the the upside, the normal world.
Yeah,
the world on the outside, and you also need to protect Laura Dannon.
Yep.
That was Mad Mardigan's final message to any of his family, the prince or like whoever the prisoner man came across was protect Laura Dannon.
Yep.
And Kit didn't take this well. And I understand why. Like, seriously, that was your final message?
Yeah, nothing about the family or, oh, I miss you guys.
He left and then just protect her. I don't care about any of you, just protect her.
Now, the thing is, this is the one time we agree with Kit.
Yeah.
But she immediately ruins it.
Well, we have to. There's something we have to mention.
Go for it.
Basically, to escape, they escape down a tunnel because more trolls are coming, and they go down like a slide. It looks like a theme park ride. They go down a slide into like a theme park ride.
Yep.
And basically, all this, like the floor is lava.
Yeah, it looks like it, but they're able to walk on it.
It's not actually lava, though.
It's like this weird orange goo.
The evil goo that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That they're drinking, that is like in the doors. And, like, it's this weird orange.
Well, the prince stuck in Caravan is forced to drink it.
But basically, they're standing on that, and Kit just flips out.
Yeah, and there's like rocks falling down. It's breaking like the floor, and
everything's collapsing.
So she decides that this is the moment where she's got to be pissed off.
Yeah, and as much as I don't like the character, I agree with everything she's saying. The problem is, it's the timing. It's like everything's collapsing around
and
you.
everyone's like,
let's
dude,
go.
You might have a point if you had the timing right, but you don't have the timing right. I think Laura even says, can we do this anywhere else but here?
Yeah, and
just can't.
As what you would expect, the floor collapses, something falls, and she falls in.
Yep.
And then...
and everyone tries to get her out, and Dolores just staring at it for a bit.
Willow can't do magic because he's terrible at it.
Willow's an idiot.
God, the magic in this show is just so bad.
It's just like weird goop.
Firecrackers. Just their magic is like firecrackers. Harry Potter magic is cooler than this.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, Willow's too weak. He can't do it.
Yeah.
And Laura Dannon gets a bit emotional, and then she's able to.
She starts doing it, but then the episode, boop. Actually, no, doesn't.
There's a prince. The prince.
Yeah, the prince
falls into the goo that he's drinking.
Him trying to walk through the desert, it didn't really work.
Yeah.
So somehow he ended right back in Caravan, the city, and goes and drinks the goop, and then falls in. And sees his sister down there.
Yeah, so they must be like connected by magic because of the goo.
They have like the upside down from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
This goo, this like goo drink, whatever, is in all this stuff. Like, it's what the trolls are drinking. It's what's at the Korriban, the Crone City, the Korriban City. It's also what's down the bottom of the trolls. Mines. Like,
it's everywhere to do with evil stuff.
Yeah, basically. And we call it goo because it's
that's
like
what it looks like.
It just looks like that. It's this orange.
I mean, we could call it. It doesn't what resin, fruit juice. I don't know. It's just, it looks like that, and nothing else to it. At one point, I was like, "Ew, it looks like a coffee." Yeah, but maybe that's just my brain trying to stay awake.
And that's basically
episode 6.
Yeah, that's episode 6. Now, so that's episode 6.
Now we're on to the penultimate one. Oh, surely that's the good one, right?
It was so.
Oh, this episode 7 is
there was barely anything to talk about. Like, so first off, we'll start with it starts off with the prince, right? So the prince is still stuck in the city, and he starts to hear a woman's voice.
Yep.
And he basically goes and helps this woman, and he thinks that she's in the same situation. She's been captured. She's this, that. And they basically start talking, and she just spazzes out at him.
And starts yelling at him and saying that, what was the line? Something like, I've seen your type before. You're a
to be clear,
prince that wants to romance her. And
basically all he's done at this point was get her out of the cage.
Yep.
Say hello to her, ask her where she's from.
Try and figure out why they're both here.
And then basically she just goes, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me with your lustful gaze.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, it's like, chill. What's happening?
Down.
Listen, Prince Chauncey McSleazoid or whatever your name is. I don't know what you're used to back home, but I'm not some palace that's gonna go all quivery just because you bat your eyes in my direction.
But basically it's clear. We'll get onto it.
Well, here's the thing. She's the only other person there.
Yeah.
Where do you think it's going to go, people?
Yeah.
It goes. That's the thing. This show,
It's
beyond
so
being
predictable.
boring, yeah, exactly.
So predictable
Aside from being
to the
boring,
point of ridiculousness. Because something we forgot to mention of the last episode is the wand that she dropped
oh yeah, the wand actually dropped
all the way
and it
down
was-
to where they go out of the thing. So she
Yep.
picks it up again. Like
yeah.
this is the level of Scooby-Doo writing we got here.
And the convenience is. I mean, to be fair, we shouldn't be shocked. This is Lucasfilm,
Yeah, exactly.
so we've had this experience before
Yeah.
with a certain other franchise that we won't get into.
Yeah, exactly.
But this Willow might take the cake
Yeah.
for being the worst. How can a show be so poorly designed and conceived in every single way?
Yeah.
Nothing works here. Costuming is wrong. Dialogue is wrong.
New girl, where you at?
the
Actors are wrong.
The costuming is just like denim jackets. Jackets. Like,
In this episode,
it looks like just modern day people.
the girl we're talking about in like Caravan, she's wearing a full 70s getup
Yeah.
with like those weird pants that everyone wore back then and
Yeah.
everything. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
And they keep on doing it.
So the prince has met a woman. She spurgs out a bit. Basically, he's been there so long at this point, weeks, months at this
We
point.
don't even know.
Yeah, like a very long time, to the point where the only water source or the only any sort of sustenance is like a pool in the center.
It's the
of
goo that we were talking
the
about.
orange goo. So he's been having that to survive, basically. Then we get back to the gang, and the gang they've finally made it to the, what was it?
Endless Sea?
Endless
something?
Sea. The Endless Sea.
Endless Shattering Sea? I don't know.
And Willow tells a story about how the sea is an endless sea.
Yeah.
And we get to the end of the world, and then we must walk off. It's important for later.
Yeah, very important.
So the first thing they do at the endless sea that nobody ever returns from is find a house.
Yeah, they walk on it. And now the thing is with this house, there's just some old guy there. We don't know how he built this house on the water. We don't know where he got all the resources for this house. We don't know.
It's implied that he runs like a tour business. He tours the little islands. Like that was the point of it all.
Oh, it's so cringe and bad. Oh, of course it is. Oh, and we also learned that Willow had gems and gold and lots of other riches the whole time.
To pay everybody, but like,
Yeah, that could have been very useful in certain circumstances, like, you know, when you were captured by the skull-wearing lunatics.
Yeah.
Just bribe them.
yeah.
Or any other time. The show's so
So basically, they spend a lot of time at this shack, and it's kind of
Yeah, as we got this creepy old man. He
Pointless.
forces them to eat worms. There's not much that really happens here. It's like,
Not
oh,
really.
but what about the character, guys?
that's
what
where
character?
but like I said, he owns like a tour business or whatever.
Yeah.
So they need the sled, basically. So the sled that he owns,
Hijinksing soon, they get the sled eventually, though.
yeah. So I don't know if we missed something in this next bit.
Oh, yeah,
but
we got very confused here because
they were basically just talking to the old guy, and then Flash from Spider-Man just beats him over the head, and then a crone appears, or like one of the
a lot of
monster
these
things
weird
appears.
monsters stuff comes.
So was
few
he,
of them, actually.
Was he like a traitor or something? Like
I don't know.
I swear we didn't miss anything.
But then they jumped on the sled and then they're just gone.
Yeah,
It's
they
like,
just leave.
Whoa. What happened with the old man? Where is he?
How did Flash know that he was like a,
Yeah.
was he
How do you
evil or did
know?
they just abandon him? I don't know.
This part is just baffling. We
So
don't get it.
We should lay it out. Basically, they're talking with the old guy, and all of a sudden, Flash sneaks up behind him and hits him over the head with a frying pan.
Yep.
He falls down unconscious and then screams, "We need to leave. We need to leave."
And then we get weird Nazgul man with bad teeth.
Climbs up out of the floor.
And then there's
And then
this
they-
weird bird lady.
They jump up on the sled and take it.
Yep.
And then there's a whole other scene. But did we miss something? Like, how did Flash know to hit? Like, was the guy evil? Was he one of the? Did he transform? Like,
Well, that's the thing. He said that he was out there questing for a princess from this weird kingdom.
right, but what gave it away? That like they don't know that. It was just like so random. I don't know what happened in that scene. I feel like I missed a scene. There was something they cut or something.
Yeah.
Or, but
I mean, and that's the thing. They should have cut a lot more than just that.
basically, they're on the sled and they're into the sea now, and the crones are following them, or whatever they are, whatever those things
They're
are.
just
the
all right.
monster people.
monster people, although missing a few of them. There's
Yeah.
no cage man, which made me sad.
They're
I liked
basically on the sled, and it's a car
It's a
chase.
it's
a
pretty
chase
much.
scene. Basically a chase scene.
Yeah, and it's that was bizarre seeing the sled just be so slow.
Yeah, and the horse was
And the
really
horse
slow.
was even slower.
It's a bizarre chase scene.
And and the weird teeth man just jumps on the sled and they have a fight. And for some reason, Allura sees Crone.
Well,
I don't know what she
what's
saw.
more important is that is Flash has magic.
Oh yeah, he just randomly has it. He can do it out of his flute.
Yeah, he pulls out his flute and shoots a magic beam out, and he
everyone's
just has magic now.
Yeah, and we're supposed to just accept it. Apparently, it was set up. I didn't see the setup. I watched the whole show. Where is it?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean, I don't care. It's just like, really? What?
Yeah, just here it is now.
Like, if you've never used magic before, what incentivizes you to pull out a flute, point it up in the air at a bird, and go huzzah?
Yeah.
Like, what?
And he kills the bird. The bird lady.
He gets it.
He's
He gets
dead.
it, yeah.
So I mean,
And I think what's interesting is his magic is purple. I don't know why. His magic's purple and Willow's and everybody else is like blue or green or whatever.
yeah.
His magic's a weird color. Anyway, not
Yeah.
important. So after they've gotten in the chase scene, basically they make camp on one of the little islands on the Endless Sea. Now this is what blew my mind. Willow and Allura Dannon start training.
Yep.
Like a training montage. And Kit and her, like the night lady,
Jade
also do a training montage. It's like they want to train now at the end of the journey. They want to
penultimate episode. This is the episode before the finale, and this montage goes on for a long time with horrendous pop music, I might
Oh,
add.
yeah, the music's terrible for this scene.
They decided they wanted to just intersperse a music video in this
what
show.
I love is it's like instead of training before you leave on this giant
I
epic
know,
quest,
right?
you train at the end of the quest. What? Why are you training at the end of
And
the
this
quest?
goes on for a long time.
Because all of the skills that they're learning, like Allura Dannon properly using spells and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah, that would have been helpful.
that would have been helpful throughout the entire season, you know?
Yeah.
Could have done this at the start.
Oh, but Tyrant, there was attempts in the earlier episodes. No, there wasn't. That's the thing. The attempts were just jokes, poorly conceived jokes. This is the only time we get serious training,
And we have to, the magic looks terrible.
it really does.
Like, I've never watched a show where the magic is the lackluster part. Like, it looks like firecrackers or something. It looks terrible. And then
boring. It's
Allura Dannon basically pulls out, I think, is it like an evil spell? Like, did she learn that from one of the evil ladies? I felt
Well, she implies it
Yeah.
because she harnessed like her rage and passion
like.
into it.
And she
Apparently.
basically destroys Willow. Not kills
Knocks him down.
Like, absolutely, like, because they've been fighting back and forth. They have, like, shields
Yeah.
and stuff. Basically just obliterates him.
Oh, we should also mention that Kit and Jade have a great romantic scene.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing.
I loved it.
Yes, just great. I didn't fall asleep through it at all.
What happens after
They
this?
just keep on
I don't
going.
remember.
The training just keeps on going. It doesn't stop for a long time.
It's a good training montage to pop music. I
Yeah.
love it. In my
Fantasy.
my medieval sci-fi fantasy where they're all wearing denim jackets.
Oh
And
yeah,
I love
that's
it.
where it's
I love
very
it.
apparent. By the way, everyone's wearing a denim jacket.
Yeah.
Kit is, Allura is. It's like, are you even trying at this point? Why make it a medieval fantasy?
Yeah.
Just do something else. Make it an urban fantasy. That actually could make it better.
So basically, they after the training montage and after all this stuff has happened,
To make a long story
The-
shorter,
the sled monster that's been pulling the sled the whole time got sick, and
Yeah.
Flash basically let it go. That's all
sentencing
that was. He just let it go because he didn't want it
sentencing
to die.
them all to just walk.
So they have to walk basically, which is funny because Willow's own words is you have to walk there. So
Yeah, not sled there.
yeah. So
Oh, but we get back to Willow's words in a moment. There's something else that happens, so they walk along for a long time.
no, it's important to mention before we get there that throughout this whole time they're all having like weird dreams and visions.
yeah, that's
and Willow's dreaming of his daughter a whole bunch.
Yep.
And he's basically like, I've got to go home now, guys. I've got to go home to my
Oh
daughter.
yeah, you should talk about this. How he wants to abandon his responsibility over a dream that he knows could very well be a lie from the crone.
Yeah. And was it Allura that tells him that it's just a dream? And he's like,
Yeah.
how do you know? I got to go home.
Because she's afraid of what we can do if we're united.
How do you know? How do you know it isn't real?
So to make a long
Yeah,
story short,
yeah.
they're all kind of a bit at this point.
Yeah,
And they finally get to the end of the Endless Sea. So
Yeah.
it's not endless. There is an end to it.
yeah. So
They get to the end and it's basically just a giant cliff. A
yeah,
waterfall
everyone
cliff.
breaks down, and everyone's like, "Oh well, let's turn back. It's time to go." And Allura's like, "No, this is where we got supposed to go." And she freaks out and she's upset. And again, Willow said that you're supposed to go off the cliff, right?
Yeah, he said he's supposed to go past the endless thing, whatever.
It's like it's right there. You gonna do it? I mean, you're walking across an ocean. Surely there's more to this than just.
And it's important to mention that Willow basically says, "I'm a farmer. I'm a trickster. I no longer want to do this anymore. I just want to go home."
Yeah,
that's what Willow says. So
yeah, Willow denigrates himself again.
Yeah.
Doesn't mention any of the heroic things he did.
And the one who saves it all is Kit, the princess.
Oh, this was gag worthy, wasn't it?
She gives a pep talk to Laura Dannon.
Then they hug.
They have a soulful hug and both jump off the cliff together.
Yep.
And they die.
We don't know where everyone else is.
They die, and that's the end of the story.
Actually,
End of the show.
Yeah, it's done.
They jump off the cliff, and of course, they go to the Endless City.
Yeah, they
Or
get
whatever
to
it's
this.
called, Immemorial City, whatever.
Yeah, it did Korriban.
Yeah, Korriban. They go to Korriban, basically.
Yeah, they go there, and now we do need to mention something that we have neglected.
The prince.
Prince Eric.
So all throughout this, it's been interspersed that the prince he's been there, like, it's important to mention, he's been there for months.
Yeah,
months
and he's got an iron will considering what's been happening.
An iron will. And he's been drinking the goo to survive this whole time.
Yep.
And now the woman, lo and behold, is one of the crones or one of the, like, taken.
Yeah, and we learn this really quickly because, well, one, she tries to literally seduce him, and then figuratively seduce him.
No, well, after they first meet, she gets angry. Don't try and seduce me. Then over time, she kisses him, and he basically goes, "No, I love Laura Dannon."
Yeah,
whatever. And she goes, and then she just reveals it. She goes,
"Yeah," she just reveals that. Oh yeah, I'm the evil
crone. I brought you here, like, you know, like I was brought here too, just like you, however long ago it was.
Yep.
It's like, what?
The one that brought me here.
You're freaking out.
Yes, I am. A little.
It's natural. That's how it always starts.
What?
Yep.
And basically, the prince, he's had an iron will.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
He's pushed on really far.
He's a real trooper.
Yeah, But
in the end, like, the goo goes away. He has nothing to drink. He basically goes into the temple where he's been trying to stay out of the whole time.
Yep.
And he basically finally goes, because he's about to die. He's like, all right, fine, whatever. And she gives him the goo or the water to live.
Yeah, and
Kit and Allura basically show up just then.
Yeah, and then there
when
he
he
is.
turns. After like months and months, they finally
yeah,
get
he
there.
turns. He's got his hair cut. He's
He's
wearing black.
It reminds me of what is it? Bully Maguire. You know,
Sort of, yeah.
You know what I
He's
mean?
wearing all black and everything.
He's got a haircut and stuff like that. It's,
So he's just, and he's got like this evil grin as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, he's corrupted. That's your hook for the finale.
Yep.
It's like, oh,
the one who like throughout the entire season had an iron will was super like.
His story honestly could be tragic.
Yeah,
if it was well written.
Yeah, like he out of the entire season, even though he hasn't done anything, it's been the best because his is like. He stays out of the temple to stay away from the evil voices. He knows it's bad. He finds a woman, tries to help her.
Yep.
She tries to seduce him. He says, he loves Allura.
Yep.
For months he's been there. He ends up drinking the goo just to survive. He tries to leave, walks across like an endless thing to try and survive. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Until the point of death where he's about to die and he goes, okay, fine. Like his story has been good. I like this character.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He still has like his wit and his humor throughout the whole all of it.
Yeah.
Him and Borman are probably the highlights.
Yeah, I like Borman.
They're the only ones that are redeemable. Everyone else, just go away.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
But that is, I think that's everything, right? I think
that's episode 6 and 7.
There wasn't much in 7. Like, in
which
terms
you
of
would
meat on the bone. Like, there was a few key moments in 7 that were good, like, relatively speaking. Mostly the Prince stuff. But there wasn't actually much to talk about in 7. In 6, it was like a fever dream.
It was mental.
It was.
We have talking trolls. You got a weird slap fight between two guys. You got weird escape.
I hate all the I was about the contrivances. Like
all the contrivances.
You drop the wand down the middle of the mine shaft.
Yep.
You find it later at the end. You need to go in to save your friends. You get tricked and go to the wrong place. Don't worry, they show up there anyway. Like there's so many contrivances in that episode. It's crazy.
Just to be clear, episode 7's also really bad in many ways. It's just got more moments where you're like, oh, there's an attempt here.
Yeah.
Especially like the training montage. It's an attempt.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. It's little more than that though.
But it makes me angry because it's like, why are you training now at the end? Why are you training at the end?
Well, they should have interspersed it way more than they did.
Yeah.
Instead they had to turn all the training into giant jokes. The only serious training we get is here.
Yeah, this is like proper
It's-
training. Yeah,
And it's still stupid
yeah,
because Willow's an idiot. And all of them are stupid.
yeah.
These characters are just... At what point do we no longer call this a story and we just call it a
I think these episodes,
mess of events?
it's one of those things where it's like, why are the episodes so long? They're so long, filled with nothing. Disney loves to do short episodes. They love to not pay that much and do short episodes. But for some reason in this show, they're like, no, hour-long episodes.
I got to give it to...
We've been resisting doing hour-long episodes since we started Disney Plus, but now for this particular show, hour-long episodes. Why?
They're probably like, oh, fantasy. You could make it like Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, right?
What, you couldn't have done this with other shows like The Mandalorian? Like, why did you wait for this?
Yeah.
Watch yourself, boy.
What? I'm just saying they could have given Mando a proper story to follow. Instead, this was... Why did Willow get this? It's just so baffling.
And also, like, something we forgot to mention is Kit gets Mad Mardigan's sword. Like, when...
Yeah, we gotta...
Forgot that. She starts using his sword.
Yeah, because Kit's our Mad Mardigan now.
Yep.
And it's only because, hopefully, Val Kilmer, I hope he's not in there. He really shouldn't be here, right? This is not a Top Gun Maverick or anything like that. This is... No. He shouldn't be.
But yeah, I think that's our roundup of the 2 episodes. Was there anything else that you...
Yeah, it's a baffling mess, and I think we're done.
So, to summarize, episode 6, a fever dream.
Yep.
Just a fever dream.
Episode 7.
Not much happens. Except the prince is a trooper. And I kind of like his story. I like the prince.
And the Kron's as annoying as everyone else. So it's hard to tell the villains and the heroes apart.
This
Willow.
Thursday. Is it this Thursday or Friday?
Thursday's the finale.
The finale. So
Watch me and Shad lose our minds, and maybe we'll pull in Tyrant as well.
Oh, I wouldn't count on that.
No?
But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And as always, stay on watch.